What's up, everybody? Welcome to the VC show. Of course, I'm your host, VC. What's going on? How's everything going? Man, quite an interesting show, quite an interesting week. Of course, we're going to talk about pure Vinsanity moment. We're going to talk about our upper room. We got some pretty good ones there. Pretty cool shout out moment and who I ran into. We're going to WNBA recap. We're going to talk a little James Harden. My predictions kind of sort of for the year. Yeah, man. Embiid. Talking about some shoes a little bit. I'm not really into the shoes, but hey, we're going to give some love to those guys. Just signed some new shoe deals. Shout out to Shaq and AI. So yeah, kick your feet up. The VC show starts now.
The VC show, let's go. It's time to turn it out.
All right.
VC show, let's go.
First and foremost, shout out to the Aces. Las Vegas Aces are now back-to-back WNBA champions, winning on the road 3-1, 70-69 in a pretty interesting game. I mean, it was a nail biter. Before I recorded, I had to sit and watch it because I was like into it. Like I feel like I hear a lot of people, males, females every so often, but mostly, males talk about they don't watch the NBA. Excuse me, they don't watch the WNBA because, it's boring. It's not enough action. Let me tell you something. I'll be shocked and surprised for people to say that they weren't entertained, not only by this closeout game, but for the finals series between the Liberty and the Aces, and in the playoffs in general. I thought the playoffs were pretty darn good, very competitive. I feel like there were a lot of eyeballs on these games. You look in the stands; they were packed. They were jam packed. Not like it used to be, where maybe the elite teams or players come to. I mean, they were packed. I mean, if you looked at that arena, it was jam packed. It was rocking in there. Celebrities everywhere. NBA stars, players, rappers. I think Dipset performed at halftime. They were waving the white towels, going nuts in there. It was it was crazy, man. It was fun. So shout out to the Aces, man, getting it done. I don't care what level you are on, to go back to back and get it done. Truly amazing. I think Asia Wilson has a case. If you recall, a couple of episodes ago, we had Roz on talking about the MVP race, and I know Asia talked about that. She's blessed and she already feels good. She's already hungry and wants to go out there and get it and prove herself, and she did that. She proved herself to where people will probably sit back, and mind you, it's a regular season award, and some people feel like she deserved the MVP in the regular season, because she darn sure deserved it in the finals and throughout the playoffs. But I think she was out to prove that not only was she the best defender in the WNBA, she's the best offensive player, and has a lot of talent. And for those of you who saw Fat Joe at halftime, he said it like, I don't know how we're going to stop. We, meaning the Liberty, are going to stop her. She has it all. She can do it all. She was playing point forward, mid-range. She's starting plays and dribble handoff, shooting fadeaways, post-ups. She had everything, up and unders, finishing in the lane on Jonquel Jones, who's like my height, and with the offhand, doing it all. So shout out to Asia Wilson for leading her team down 2 starters, holding on to a 70-69 win. Let's move on to my preseason thoughts and picks. So my preseason thoughts, give you some picks, and it's kind of blah blah. You're gonna say what you want to say. I'll pick one. I feel like we're moving into it's a situation where we're starting to see more teams that have a legitimate shot at the title. I feel like this year there's more teams in the West that have, and we're talking about today, preseason, before the season starts, today on paper and what we've seen right now. Obviously, you haven't seen the best of some of these teams because they don't play. They're making sure they have their guys fresh and ready to go for regular season, which starts, I think, at the end of the month. But out of the West, the obvious: Denver, Warriors, Lakers, Suns, Clippers. Those 5 teams. There may be some other teams I feel like that will show that they deserve to be on there. We just have to see. I'm interested to see what Dallas looks like. Losing some important pieces. But I think those 5 teams right now are going to be right there in the hunt. The Pelicans are another team that I talked about last week that are possibly a team, if Zion can stay healthy, can be in the mix. The Grizzlies, the Kings. I said I'm just going to mention 5, but those other teams should be mentioned, deserve to be mentioned in that for sure. The Grizzlies, I think, and the Kings. So there's 7 legit teams I think that are already have a legitimate shot to make some noise in the West. And then on the East, Milwaukee, Boston are the obvious. You can't count the Miami Heat out. I think Gabe Vincent, you're hearing it here, I think Gabe Vincent is a huge loss for them. And maybe they've picked up, you never can count the Miami Heat out and their ability to go out and find and groom talent. But I think losing Gabe Vincent is huge. I thought he had a great year. He was instrumental in keeping things going. He was missed when he got hurt. When he got hurt, he was missed for the one game. And while Kyle Lowry was out injured, he did a fantastic job of holding the fort down to where he earned that starting role to where now he is where he is right now, being wanted by a lot of teams, and of course the Lakers. Got a great pickup, picking him up. I'm interested to see what you guys got to say in the comments. But after that, the Knicks, I think the Knicks on paper have what it takes. They have defense, they have guards. I'm just interested to see how it all meshes and gels together, particularly not even during the regular season. I mean, they need to use that platform to prepare themselves on how they want to play in the postseason. The Knicks, the last couple of years have been great. Regular season team, I thought they were pretty good in the postseason. You saw they showed flashes, and then so let's just see if with the pieces they've added can give them that extra nudge. But I feel like they are in the tops. The 76ers, that's a question mark. I don't know. I'm going to talk about James Harden in just a second. Actually, we're going to lead into that. 76ers. And then it's kind of the wild card. The Hawks, the Cavs. I think the Cavs have a lot of young talent. Can they put it together to make some noise? I like some of the talent that they have on their team. So I look for the Cavs, the Hawks, and then we'll see what comes out of it after that. Coach of the year, stuff like that. I don't know about defensive player of the year. I think Giannis is going to play a huge factor, obviously, on the defensive end. Mikal Bridges is another guy that I think will, and Drew Holiday. There's some guys that I think are very always going to be in the running for defensive player of the year. Coach of the year, there's going to be some interesting ones. We'll see. Obviously it depends on who's doing what, but I think Coach Adrian Griffin has a legitimate shot, particularly being in the East. We just talked about the teams out there. Will there be a lot of teams? I don't know, but if the Milwaukee Bucks can take care of business and dominate, and Adrian Griffin can get them in the top two in the East, I think he'll have a legitimate shot. We'll see. Rookie of the Year, in my opinion, right now, I think it's between Wemby, obviously Chet, and Scoot Henderson. There are always going to be a couple of more. I feel like those are obviously the front runners, the headliner names, but I feel like there's going to be some other guys that's going to play well and going to definitely make some noise, and we'll see what happens there. Now to James Harden. That's a weird situation, and I think it's tough for a coach who's just coming to a new team, and you're trying to get your team established, and you have all this talent, but you have somebody who's already made it clear that he did not want to be there anymore, and you're walking into that. So it's tough to coach a team, and tough to run your offense through, or prepare your offense with James Harden right now, because you don't know. Obviously you have Maxey, who I think I've said it for a couple of years now. I think he needs to be given an opportunity to be featured, and maybe this is his time. Maybe this is his time to be that other guy for Joel Embiid. Obviously, if things don't work out, the Sixers are obviously, we know they're going to take their time looking for the right piece or the right trade to bring in to work with Harden. To work with Embiid. And I don't think it's about where Harden wants to go, more so than the organizations, the 76ers, that is, looking for the right pieces to take advantage of the guy that you have that's, an MVP, will be in the running again, dominant force. So you want another superstar player that complements Joel Embiid. I don't know who's out there. We'll see. We'll see. Down the line. When we have situations like this leading into the season, where you think, where you see a team like the 76ers taking their stance on, we're not going to rush this. They're just going to wait to see, what teams, kind of fade away. Like, let's see what happens with Cleveland and Donovan Mitchell. Something like that. Let's see what happens there. There's just so many. That's just I'm just thinking on the East Coast. There's just plenty of guys, and it's kind of just wait and see type of thing. But I think the 76ers will be there. I still think they have talent. Do they have the talent if, like, there's a disgruntled James Harden not really going to play, or in and out of the lineup, or not showing up, or they're just asking him not to come back until they figure out what to do? I don't know. So that means now it's Tyrese Maxey's turn. It's Maxey's turn to kind of step it up. So we got to stay tuned. I'll be watching. Speaking of Embiid, shout out to Joel Embiid signing with Skechers. It's an opportunity. It's probably more than likely not the popular opportunity to sign, with a company. Skechers is not really known for, obviously, a basketball shoe, but hey, it's an opportunity. I signed with Puma, which wasn't the popular, obviously, pick. And, I had people all the time, man, why did you sign with Puma? Well, opportunity. The best opportunity that was presented to me at the time. So you remember, I came into the lockout. My rookie year was coming off of the lockout year, and the big companies, the Reeboks, the Adidas, and Nikes, weren't looking to give big contracts or contracts at all, to some of the guys, because obviously we reached out to everyone, and there were small little deals there that were available, but Puma was getting back into the limelight into basketball, and gave me the opportunity. And we had the initial shoe, and we were working on a pretty dope shoe that never really never flourished. But I have maybe one of the days I'll show you the shoe, the demo shoe that we were working on. I just gotta find it, but I'll show you guys. But we were working on something pretty cool, but it didn't work out. But shout out to Embiid. Go get it, man. Put Skechers on the map for basketball. Speaking of shoes and deals, shout out to Shaq and AI as well. This is not our shout out segment, by the way, but shout out to Shaq and AI. Now, I think head of basketball, if you would forgive me if I got their title wrong, but they're doing the head of basketball for Reebok. Already making a splash, signing Angel Reese. It's a big signing. Obviously, very marketable female basketball player. I'll be interested to see what else they do. So you best believe you're going to see those Shaqs and AIs that you guys have loved. Maybe we'll see the pumps. Something I wore as a young kid. We'll see all of those iconic shoes, being that the throwback shoes are. And people want to bring out classics. I mean, Reebok had classics. D Brown with the pumps. I think Shaq wore his version. I want to say he was with Reebok at the time, or maybe it was his dunks. I don't know, but we definitely had the pumps. So hopefully we'll see those. Obviously, AIs. AI blessed me with a pair of signed Reeboks many years ago in our battle in 2001. So I have those. Up in the house. So that's pretty dope, man. It's pretty cool. So yeah, man. What say you, man? What you guys thinking? How about that? I'm gonna go double back. I'm interested to see what those sketches are gonna look like. Send me a picture in the comments, man. I want get me up to date, man. What do you guys think about what's going on? What you guys thinking about the league? What you think about my preseason thoughts and picks? I've seen your comments in there, and it's been great conversation. I've seen people conversating about it, and every now and then I want to bring it onto here. Listening, and I'm seeing what you guys are saying, and it's pretty dope, man. So salute to you guys for that.
Kick your feet up, you can find us on all platforms. In that form, so be the hottest on them platforms. Your family now, got you listen to what we talking about. The VC show, let's go, it's time to turn it out. The VC show, let's go.
Okay, now it's time for our pure Vinsanity segment. So our clip of the week is the Moose fight. The Moose fight. And I thought it was funny because of obviously seeing these two go at it. And I'm trying to put myself there, trying to imagine this Moose fight. And then as I'm watching it, I'm reading, and like the wife says, "Go tell them to move, baby." And he said, "Man, what the hell I'm gonna say to a moose?" Like, and there's a great point. Like, what I'm supposed to say? What I'm supposed to do? What do you do? Like the fact that he's sitting out here, that's called courage in itself, because you don't know what these guys are. They're in their battle, and this thing is spilling over. And it's funny hearing them. It's like, I hope he don't hit my truck. Like, and the next thing you know, like these guys are look how big they are. Look at this. This is not. It's not like these not dogs. It's a moose, and they're fighting. Like, I mean, let's go back real quick. I mean, it goes. I mean, you just see it, okay? At this point, as they moving closer to this house, like I'm watching this from the window. I mean, obviously they're inside, but like, bro, I just they got the flash. Clearly, a flashlight there. I mean, they're going at it. You're like, you don't get in. Like, when you see fights, you get in there. You break some fights up. Like, this is a fight. Like, what are you supposed to do? Like, imagine telling that story to your friends. Like, hey, I witnessed this moose fight. Here, look. And then you notice he cut that phone off as soon at the end. You notice, we're gonna wait till to the end. The phone and this video is over when what? That moose looks right into him. So here's the fight, going after it. Here we go, out to the trees. Like these boys are really going after it. Like, all right, so now once we get in here, pick up. All right. All right, they're done. And they're right there. He looking, he's like, yep, we done. Show's over. Moving on. That's our pure Vinsanity segment of the week. All right, so our upper room play of the week. And there were a couple of them. And I want to give a shout out to Cam Whitmore, who was on there, but he just missed the cut. Brandon Miller, set for takeoff, is our winner. Check this out. Oh, baby. Brandon Miller, welcome to the upper room. And the reason I picked it, we're going to go back to half court. If we can show, as a dunker, right? Stop it right here. Right here is where, as a dunker, you survey what's going on. You see what's going on. And all of a sudden you see a lane. So he's stuttering his feet. He's stuttering his feet, man. He's trying to get his feet set because he sees air and opportunity. And as a big man, you see them backing up. And before we get any further, right there, this reminds me of the Miami Heat, me dunking on Zoe in the Miami Heat. Once I wrap the ball around my back, I see air and opportunity. So I'm trying to get to the rim as quickly as possible because I know if I can get up before Zoe, I could pull this dunk off. It's kind of the same thing here. Brandon wanted the ball immediately, and his athleticism takes over. And here's the result. Good goodness. Now, side note to all of this, it was a charge. Daniel Gafford took the charge. Right there, that is a charge. He's in spot. Boom. And that's called taking one for the team. Daniel Gafford, you're going to get your love because there you said, yep, I did it. He dunked it, but guess what? It didn't count. Well, Daniel Gafford, it did count. Right here, Brandon Miller, upper room, poster. Okay, but you see, I have to show some love to Victor Wembanyama because he didn't make it. He's not our winner. He's not even an honorable mention. But I want to break this dunk down and explain to people because I know you've either watched it live or have seen the highlights on all of social media. And I saw it and I was like, And people kind of laughed and talked about, was it Bryant? Bryant's reaction when he looks to the bench. And I think any player, I don't care what era they're in, would probably have the same reaction because if you look at Victor's arms, you look at him, he's already 7 foot everything, super athletic, has leaping ability. So when you put leaping ability with long arms, you get dunks like this. Vassell gets in there behind the pack. It's one step and he just unfolds those arms. First, look at his arms right there, man. Like when he's running back, he's like step, he gets up. Look at those things. First of all, he's barely jumping. And I think there's another view on here. Maybe not. But the other view of it, it's crazy because, like, look at that. He's unfolding. He's barely off the ground. What can you do? Like, Thomas Bryant looked at the bench like, bro, what am I supposed to do with that? That's the worst ones when you get yelled at by a coach for something like that. Like, get in front of him like, coach, I was. Like, what am I supposed to do from here? I mean, and it just said like shows the quick twitch that Wembanyama has, and that's this athletic ability and his mindset. If you guys know me and have heard me in interviews as a dunker, it's about the mindset, and we don't see 7-footers. We don't see a lot of 7-footers with that type of attack mentality. KG had it. We talked about those guys, Durant, attacking the rim. Yes, when you're 7 foot and you're close to the rim, everybody is as athletic and agile as he is. You had the Yao Mings, but when they got there, they just turned around and boom dunked it. Sean Bradley's, Matumbos at times, they were. I mean, they're tall with long arms and it's right there, but like that is an athletic move. That is an attack the basket with a dunk on you mentality that I like. So I wanted to break that down and let you guys see it. And it's like, that's like unfair, man. Like, that's why I go back to like, I was interested, and I'm still interested. And hear me out. This is just preseason, but that young man Wemby has a target on his back. Everybody wants to prove that, or show that he's not big enough, and he's embraced it, and he's not shying away from it. He's attacking guys. So before you push me around, or if you push me around, okay, that's cool. How long can you push me around? Because if you let me get close to the rim, I can do this. So shout out to him, and let's just see how things go. All right. Our next segment is our shout out of the week. But before I pick my shout out of the week, I'm going to go back to last week, and I got a cool DM from Cole Skincare for Men, and they hit me up saying thank you for the love, and to everyone, and they created a discount code for those of you who would like to try their product. So if you go to the site, check them out, see what's on there, and put the discount code in hashtag Vince Carter 15. Hashtag Vince Carter 15. Get your discount and try out the product, man. Shout out to Cole Skincare for Men for doing that, showing some love. Our shout out of the week this week is going to Egyptian Magic. Let me back it up. Egyptian Magic. Now, I don't know if you guys know much about Egyptian Magic. I've been using this product for a very long time, and you have your Cole skincare, get your skin nice, and at some point you either get scratched up, scraped up, bruised up, gashed up, and your skin is discolored, your scrapes are looking whatever, your skin gets dry. Yes, you can use all the lotion, but this Egyptian Magic helps bring that skin back to life. Discolored skin brings it back to life. Shout out to Egyptian Magic. So for those of you who have heard of it, can vouch for it, mention it in the comment, give your testimony on Egyptian Magic. Those of you who have not, disclaimer, before y'all come back to me and blame me, this is expensive. This little bottle, this is a 4-ounce bottle, if I'm not mistaken. 4-ounce bottle is rather expensive. I mean, it's in the 25, maybe $30. It's worth it. What it can do for burns, just any of those scratches, you get scratched up, and you notice your skin is a different color, is discolored. Egyptian Magic will help bring that thing back to life and get you back even in your color. So for those of you looking at, you can do two ways. You can go on Amazon, like you can do almost anything else in the world. It's on Amazon, or you can go to EgyptianMagic.com and check them out, man. Tell them I sent you if you choose. If not, cool. But I think you guys will appreciate this. The bottle is well worth it. I keep it in the house. My kids, my family, they all know if they get scratched up, bruised up, a little burn from cooking or whatever they do, this is what they're looking for. So shout out to Egyptian Magic. Go try it out. Okay. Our last segment before we close on out. Who did I run into? All right. Well, I ran into a few pretty cool people. I was in yet another golf tournament, and no, we didn't win this one. But I was in a golf tournament for the Boys and Girls Club, and pretty darn good event. They brought out some pretty cool celebs, and so hopefully I can get a group picture for you, and I'll post it on there. But who did I run into? Charlie Ward was there. For you Florida State fans, who else? Sage Steele, Ron Harper, John Randall played football for the Minnesota Vikings. Grant Hill was there. Johnny Gill was there. Warwick Dunn, another Florida State legend, was there. A true Tar Heel legend, Sam Perkins, was in the building. He didn't golf, but he was there. Who else did I see? I said Ron Harper. Man, I'm drawing a blank. That's good enough. That's good enough. They were there. Johnny Gills, from what I heard, I was a sore loser and I left early. But I heard Johnny Gills group won. Oh, Spud Webb, dunk legend, dunk champ Spud Webb was there. Definitely showed and paid homage to another dunk champ. It's always great to be in the presence of dunk champs who really captured the hearts and wowed us back in the day. So shout out to Spud Webb, who was there as well. Yeah, so that's who I ran into, man. It was an interesting week. But we made it happen. We made it work. So yet another week in the books. I appreciate you guys. Leave your comments down below. Definitely leave your comments for Pure Vinsanity, the Moose fight. Shout out to Brandon Miller. Welcome to the upper room, baby. Leave your comments and thoughts on the Brandon Miller and the Wemby dunk and the breakdown there. Shout out to Egyptian Magic. So go try that out. Oh, also go to ColeSkinCareForMen.com. Put the discount code #VinceCarter15. Get you a discount. Try out the product. Hope you guys like it because I do. I do. And yeah, that's who I ran into. Yet again, the VC show. Another one in the books. Let's go!
The VC show. Let's go. Let's go. The VC